Hi there, and thank you for watching. Today is Saturday, September 26th, and this is my week 4 No Spend-tember update. And I've seen other people's updates, and I see they're like, oh, well, Spend-tember's almost over, and I'm like, no, there are 5 more days. Like, for me, those 5 days are probably going to be the hardest because there are a ton of fall activities coming up, and those are my favorite. And I like to, so if I'm going to spend any time of the year, it's usually around then. Now. So, like, for example, today I'm going apple picking with a really good friend of mine at an orchard in upstate New York, and there are also outlets up in that area, and that's the time when we go, and I go a little bit, I tend to splurge, put it that way. At the orchard, they have a great farm store, and if I'm gonna spend, I spend there, but being No Spend-tember, I'm like, oh, like, this is an activity that we do every year. It's, we've done it for the past 10 years, so there's kind of a tradition there, and I'll look at things that I've gotten there in the past, and it just reminds me of such a great time. So, this year I won't be spending as much. I've budgeted out apples for my grocery money, and then we're gonna get lunch. I'm driving, and she's gonna buy me lunch, so that worked out well. But I'm hoping to remember this as the year that I didn't buy anything in order to get out of debt. So hopefully that will be the memory that I have of this year. So that's Spend-tember update 1, and I'm like looking down because I made notes of things that I wanted to talk about. So there are 5 more days, and that's gonna be exciting. And I'm kind of bummed too because October hits right in the middle of like my busiest week. Next week is gonna be super busy for me. So I wouldn't be able to do what I was planning on doing, which was going out and sort of shopping my butt off, mostly for clothes, for like business casual work clothes. But I've discovered actually through this process, which I probably would have seen anyway because I've been in sort of like a decluttering minimalist journey as well. I discovered that I have a lot more than I think I have, and in the process of getting rid of things that I don't need, I've seen and been able to use things that I do. So that's kind of a nice outgrowth of this whole process, this whole decluttering minimalism process, but also September, No Spend-tember, making me slow down and realize it's like I feel like one of those little kids that, like, if you ever see, it's like terrible, but they're like wandering around, their parents have them on a leash, you know, with that little like harness thing, and I feel like I've been running around, and then like this No Spend-tember is like a parent like yanking on the leash and like making me stop and think. So that's been a good thing. Frustrating at times, but a really good thing. And so here are some things that I really sort of noticed, like my takeaways for the month. Wish listing was a big thing, and I did that anyway, but this is the first time I started to do it with intention. And someone else mentioned, I forget if maybe it was Sarah A, mentioned that then like the good, bad, and ugly tag, that once she was so broke that she would like fantasy shop, like fantasy football, only fantasy shopping. And I thought, wow, that's a great idea. That's not like desperate, that's amazing. So what I did one day was I went to just like a TJ Maxx, and I instead of buying things, I took pictures of all the things that I wanted. And when I got home, it's nice to have as like a reference because then you can maybe look for them cheaper. But also it made me realize, like, I don't need this stuff. Like, I don't need this. I don't need that. It's fun, but I don't need that. So that process really made me refine my wants and my desires. I'm sure that people thought I was like some crazy, like, you know, I don't know, so like digital thief or something, but whatever. So that, and also yesterday I went out with a girlfriend and a friend of mine to a mall, and we went to like I was like, I'm gonna go to the high-end store. Like, we were walking, and we like walked by Tiffany, and she's like, oh no, she was like, let's go, and then she's like, oh no, I can't. I'm like, what the heck? So we went in and we just walked around Tiffany, and it was like that process of just breathing in that you're gonna be okay, like being surrounded by this like really expensive stuff, which is great because you obviously can't buy it, but you know what, you can look, and dreams are free. And that process really made me think about my own contentment and being content with what I have, which is another video that I'm hoping to do on the art of contentment. Chris and Jackie from Gazelle Intense had done a video on that, and I kind of want to pick that up because that's definitely one of the biggest things that I've learned, was the art of contentment. And the anti-haul, I guess, rather than returning things, just getting rid of things. And I think that really makes me realize and be more grateful for what I have. So that's sort of where I am in this week 4 of No Spend-tember. And it's been a great journey, and I would do it again and would recommend it, but I'm not in a hurry to do it again. So that's where I am, and thank you so much for watching. If you haven't and you would like to, please subscribe, and I hope that you'll watch again soon. Thanks. Bye.